You are listening to the Fuerte Network.
Coming to you from a state attacking education on all levels, I'm Melina.
I'm Dom, and I want to make it clear. Arizona's our home, and we love it. And that's why we do this. Because anything that you love, you should be honest with. And Arizona, we've got issues. So we wanted to start this week's episode with a little reminder of why we do the show. It's because Arizona's our home, and we actually love it here, and our families are here, and we love them. And, you know, going anywhere else in the world would not feel like it does when we're here.
Exactly. And like anything else you love, you have to remind it of when it's being a little toxic or when it's being a little more harmful to others.
Right.
Which is where tough love comes from. And if any of my family members or even my boyfriend asks me, you know that I love really hard because I care really hard.
Yeah. If you love someone, if you love some place, you're honest with them when they mess up. And that's what the show's all about.
Honesty, and here we are.
Honesty and continual improvement.
Last month, U.S. District Court Judge Andrew Hannon ordered that the Biden administration put an end to accepting new applications for a Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or the DACA program, as you may all know it. And it was started by the Obama administration, and Hannon argues that the administration actually violated federal administrative law. And we see that this isn't the first time that Hannon has blocked important bills from passing, as he did in 2015 when he prevented from parents of green card holders or U.S. citizens from being a part of a beneficial program like this. Recipients are still able to reapply for DACA and advanced parole. However, no new applications will be accepted. It is important, though, as it's been stated time and time again, that this immigration reform is passed by all means necessary. The Biden administration continues to express support for passing the Dream and Promise Act. However, this piece of legislation is being held back by rules created by the filibuster. And so this court decision is truly a slap in the face to the thousands of undocumented people that have been waiting for years for something to happen with them. Even during the Trump administration, where thousands were waiting for something to happen. And although not perfect, the DACA program is a temporary and very expensive 2-year subscription for just living here in the country, leaving out a majority of what makes up our community. And so the Dream and Promise Act is what is going to help our families. And I am urging you to be a part of this change, take actions, hold your elected officials accountable, and be a part of what will change thousands of lives.
So the governor has signed a law banning masks in schools.
In the middle of a pandemic.
In the middle of a spike in the pandemic, where we're seeing, huge increases in number. I guess there are 2,191 new cases as of August 9th.
Yeah, which is a lot. And now that the school session is starting back up, a lot of parents are starting to worry for their safety of their kids, which is completely valid, absolutely 100% valid. And unfortunately, Doug DEUCE doesn't feel the same way.
Yeah, so luckily we have elected school boards in Arizona, and they've decided that they're going to require masks anyways.
Right. And so there are a handful of schools across the valley that are starting to demand that the schools place protections for their children. And that includes Alhambra Elementary, Creighton Elementary, Osborne Elementary, Phoenix Elementary, Phoenix Union High School District, one of the biggest high school districts across the valley, Roosevelt Elementary School District, Tucson Unified School District, and Washington Elementary School District.
Yeah. And in Arizona's Constitution, in Article 11, Section 2, if you want to look it up, the conduct and supervision of school systems, it says, and I'm going to read this, that the general conduct and supervision of the public school system shall be vested in a school board of education, a state superintendent of public instruction, county school superintendents, and such governing boards for the state institutions as may be provided by law. So the governor can't even really pass a law like this. He can't just, circumvent our state constitution to pass a law like this.
Exactly. We have trusted members of the community that are on these boards that know our community best and know what's going to keep them safe. And so if you see that your child is at a school that is maybe not obligating these masks, go to the meetings, be a part of those conversations and advocate for safety for your children.
Right.
It's because it's the right thing to do.
So they're saying that these schools right now are violating state law. They're not. This law has not gone into effect yet. It will go into effect soon. And at that point, that's when there will be a clash in existing law and these policies that are being passed by school boards that are, mandated by our Constitution, and this state law that, is trying to circumvent our Constitution. So we'll see this in court. What I hope is that they don't try to take the masks out of the schools, and we see a spike in deaths. We've seen enough of that. We don't want any more of that. And we do want our kids to be able to go back to in-person school, but safely.
Exactly. And we know what works and what isn't working. Clearly, we know that masks, getting vaccinated, being socially distanced is what it's going to keep us safe. Right. And if we're not allowed to do that, then something very unfortunate is going to happen.
Right. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for, the Department of Justice under Merrick Garland is coming in to investigate the Phoenix Police Department.
Exactly, and keyword on finally, this is coming after years of community outcry and asking that the police department be investigated.
Yeah, so, we Senya and I, the other co-founder of Fuerte, experienced this firsthand. We were at a prayer vigil outside of a Trump rally, and the police attacked us for no reason. They had a video of somebody kicking a gas canister that they shot into the crowd an hour after they started attacking us as their excuse for coming after us in the riot gear.
Right, and they're making up these false pretenses, and it's actually creating so much harm to our community, targeting Black and Latinx community members, using excessive force. Right. And the list goes on and on of the astounding and disgusting things that the department has gotten away with.
Yeah, and during the Black Lives Matter protests last year, they started to arrest people and give them all these trumped up charges, like calling them gang members, calling them, saying all this stuff about them because they're exercising their freedom of speech. Exactly.
And, this investigation puts me a little bit at ease, doesn't? Do you think that this is actually going to make things better?
I hope so. I mean, I feel like it's a long time coming. There needs to be someone to sort all this out, to really say, like, these trumped up charges were because of the police department or because of the county attorney's office, or, really where did all this, I want to say illegal activity from law enforcement. Where is it all coming from? And what do we need to do to start to heal from it, to start to get better? Exactly.
We want answers and for everyone to be held accountable.
Right.
And hopefully this will do exactly that.
Yeah. So the mayor, Kate Gallego, she's saying that her and the police chief are going to fully cooperate with the Department of Justice. I hope that's enough.
I really do too. Fuerte is launching its first ever vaccine campaign tech Spain starting from Monday through Thursday. So if you want to come and hang out, share how the pandemic has impacted your life, get your family and friends to go and get their vaccine and stay protected, we're going to have more information down below where you can sign up and be a part of it.
Yeah, and in early September, we're going to be hosting our next video challenge to defend democracy. And the issue on this one is going to be redistricting, right? So we're going to be talking about gerrymandering and, all the things like that, and see what the creative people from our community have to create videos out of on that subject. This has been episode 6 of We Got Issues, a Fuerte Network production in association with Frecuencia Alterna.
Today's episode was hosted by Melina Fonseca and Dominic Medina, produced and edited by Danny Orona, graphics by Senya Orona and Danny Orona, theme music by Dominic Medina.
Thoughts and opinions expressed by We've Got Issues do not necessarily represent those of the Fuerte Arts Movement.